Hello, hello. Welcome to the Maverick Workshop. Going to be turning some of these frozen blanks into diamond painting pens. Going to be a good time. These have been turning out wonderfully. The colors have been super cool. Abby did a wonderful job getting some of the light blue, transparent blue, glitter, all that jazz into this. And then there's also some more of a flatter blue that gives it some even more contrast. At least that's how I see it. I think it looks really cool. So we're going to get some of these turned, and there are already some that are sanded and polished. So we'll take a look at those in a little bit. Anyway, with the introduction out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and turn Morty on and get to turning. Yeah, we'll do this one. That'll be good. Hope everybody's been doing well this holiday, upcoming holiday break, and is not sick like we have been. Good grief. Almost. So last Saturday, we had Nitro Circus on the schedule, but well, we did end up going, so not too much of a butt there, but we were wondering if we were going to be able to go because one of our daughters was really not not doing great. She had a fever, but fortunately that subsided with some, some Tylenol and whatnot. But goodness, kind of crazy that it was even on the radar because we had planned to go to that event quite a ways back. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm just getting set up. I'm going to be turning some larger blanks, so I like to use my 8-inch tool rest. Yeah, I just had to switch that over from the 6-inch to the 8-inch. And then I'm going to get back into it. But I'll probably end up keeping my chatter down relatively to a minimum for the most part. So I don't lose my voice too much. But really just, one of the small business elements of this is it doesn't matter necessarily how you're feeling. The show kind of still has to go on. If that's what it is that you do, you can't really call in sick to your own business, I mean, you can. That is kind of one of the interesting things is that you kind of create your own schedule, so you could factor in like sick days, I suppose. But it is, I guess, an interesting take on it that people don't plan to be ill of any sort, but it does happen. And it's just one of those things that is what it is, and that's the way it goes, Yep. We'll be working on some of these. Mostly made our way through quite a few of them. Oh, Laura, how you doing? That is okay. That's okay. I'm pretty much over it, aside from being stuffy. So it was just a little bit of a headache, and fortunately, NyQuil or DayQuil was able to alleviate the symptoms, no problem. Like the kids are a little bit If we're going to change this one, actually, because of its shape, right now, I'm going to actually swap this one with a different one. But, I hope you're doing well, Laura. Got any big plans for the holidays? Abby and I were talking about it yesterday. We have like 4 Christmases that we end up doing. Kind of crazy, but and it's not so much that the mom and dad are different. It's just kind of crazy, though. We're going to be going to my grandmother's um, for this weekend, and then we will be going to my Christmas Eve, and then we'll have Christmas ourselves on Christmas morning. And later on, we go to the in-laws or Abby's parents later on Christmas Day. So that's the 4. So pretty busy times. It used to be even crazier when I was in the military because I'd have to cram all of this stuff in and shopping and everything for everybody in a brief amount of time. And getting yanked every which way, and I had to figure out the logistics of borrowing people's cars because I lived across the U.S. at the time in the military. But yes, we do love a good Christmas tree. That's good. I love Christmas all the time. Really is some of the best. Some of the best. You know, it's really interesting. People really need to necessarily be doing stuff with the family necessarily, but you know, being around your family a lot, have those memories, talking, chatting, laughing, after I get a few of these done, we'll take a look at some of the finished ones. That way we can actually see what they look like, you know? Interested, Laura, if you're still there, I'd be interested to know what your thoughts are on, you know, having this particular like channel, or doing this on this particular channel, trying to believe the other one is something that could be something that Abby goes back to its life to, or something like that. Because most of this part just ends up being me, I just try to keep, um, I guess, try to keep the turning part over this side. Yeah, it was one of those things where we didn't necessarily know if we were going to do it or not that way. Um, but didn't want to like create like some confusion. And I mean, there's always that little bit of confusion that happens, you know. But that's kind of how some things start. A little bit uncertain, I guess, until the stuff gets ironed out, and then it all comes together again. Yeah, I turn all kinds of stuff, and I guess that's really more or less the point is for me to have a place that I can talk and chat and turn and everything. It doesn't always have to be, turning kind of specific. Um, okay, I appreciate it. I also appreciate the input. What else would you like to see? Is there anything else that comes to mind that you'd like to see? I've been trying to do a little bit more of incorporating different materials. Uh, but in some cases, have to keep, I guess, the awareness element of it up. Because when you do see how the shapes are done, then it kind of lowers that barrier for other people to also do that. Which, you know what, if you know how to turn, do it. I just always had that thought of it being really cool for people to be able to go and see the pins that they purchase being made. And I think about that would be so cool if some of the things that I have purchased in the past, if I could see it being made, like, I don't know, I think I would view that particular thing a little differently. That way I have a little more of a personal connection. Because it really is just me doing the turning and happy doing the same polish. Not doing anything else like let's see, like making crazy pictures and duplicate. You do them one at a time. Yeah. And I do have other cool projects that I'll end up getting on. As you can imagine, with the end of the year coming to close and holiday and everything, it's like cram, get everything done. Well, we're still slow and steady, and we have a plan, and we don't really deviate from the plan. I have to be appreciative of Abby and her rigidity in her scheduling. Right? She's definitely one of the ones that keeps everything on track. Yeah. I don't know. I guess the main thing that I think about, I kind of mentioned it before, it's like since something is a handmade thing, it's one thing to say it is, it's a different thing to actually show that it is as well. So I like that. Okay. Where'd you do to All right. Well, since you're here, let me go ahead and grab one that is actually finished. A close version of that. So it's very shiny and quite reflected. I mean, you can see the polish in between, so that'll get cleaned out. So in between all the rings here, there's polish in there that'll get cleaned out. I was talking about like the different like the it's got like the shiny shimmery blue, and then it has like a darker blue, but it also has another like a lighter blue. Then it has looks like a little bit of interference in there as well. Interference powder. Let me see if I could. Yeah. Wait. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Goodness gracious. Let's try that again. Here we go. Got this. Change the camera so it will autofocus. Now we can see the translucent blue, the shimmer in there. There's the polish in the middle of the rings and the honeycomb. So that'll get cleaned out. And then the like the darker blue in here as well as the lighter blue is more of a like a I guess kind of like a flatter blue, and then it has some color shift interference powders in there as well. Then this one, it's tough to see on cam. Let's see if I can find an easier one to see some of the stars. Or, yep, snowflakes, I mean. Stars. Alrighty. There we go. There's a snowflake. But yeah, it's got some snowflakes in there, and some of them are like ghostly. Like you can't see them until the light catches them at the correct angle because they're so thin. But it's really cool. These are turning out fantastic. But I don't know if you're actually able to see. You can at least see the shimmer there. Yeah, these are really cool. Let's see, should I go ahead and get a little mini me over there? Mini me view? Need to pop up just a bit. A little darker, but at least you can see that there's somebody back here working on something. That's what we want. So this remedy. Continuing. Due to the way the entire setup is in the workshop for now, it is just kind of over there facing this way. So could have the blade turned around, but then I'd have to reconfigure that, my dust collection, everything. There we go. Sorry about that. Went to go grab something. Morning, Tom. Ready for the holidays? Not at all. Nice. Hopefully everybody in my fam gets over their whatever funk that they've got. Before we go meet up with others. But I'm sure it'll happen. I think we're on the tail end of it all. The most ideal way to spend a weekend, but at least it was a weekend to have that recovery. But yeah, just turning some of these, getting these ready for yeah, and then yeah. Got any projects that you're working on right now? Got like four-ish left. I think four left. Had a little bit of a slower start this week too. Kind of shuffled my days around a little bit. Worked on some designing on Monday instead of, well, Monday and Tuesday, I guess. Instead of doing what I would normally do, which is this. So, I don't know if you've heard about the wood project, but I did a community post as well. I had all the wood that I've accumulated, about 45 different species, so that's pretty cool. Wife got her a new position at work. Oh man! Wow, that's crazy. 14 to 16 hours. Good grief. Yeah, man, I hear that. That's crazy. I mean, I guess is it something that she really wants to do? Is it worth that? I mean, to some people it is. And by all means, I hope she enjoys it. Ah, well, that is fun. I do like problem solving. But yeah, it could be. I know it might sound weird, but thinking is actually quite exhausting. I don't think people consider that sometimes. You know, like you just sit there and you do nothing. Well, I think a lot. You have to run through different processes in your head. But yeah, thinking is definitely a big deal. Oh, Izzy Swan inspired. Well, that sounds neat. From bottle stoppers, good deal. Yeah, I hear that when you get shop time. I know it might sound a little weird, but me being in the shop pretty much all the time, but this is not necessarily shop time, if that makes sense. Um, while I am in the shop, I wouldn't consider this shop time for where I can sit and figure stuff out. It just is this, you know? He's a practice manager. Oh wow! Like like the protocols or setting up processes to. Huh. I used to be in the medical field as well. I was a paramedic for 12 years. Yeah, I hear that, man. Decompression time, yeah. It is it's nice. I do like shop time. Yeah. Let's see. What kind of bottle stoppers are you working on? You working with wood, or you working with resin? Or... Let's see. This is wonky. I've done over 10,000. Been doing this for 4 or 5 years now. It's kind of interesting because at a certain point, it's like you can't be more efficient. At least it seems that way, I guess. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, that's cool. I've never worked with Spectrafly, actually. I imagine plywood. Are you using a CA finish on them? Or going with some friction polish? Or... Ooh, question I've got for you is, what type of things would you want to see given away? Like, what type of thing would you be happy to win, I guess, from, I guess, this channel? You don't really like it, turned like butter. I imagine it dents easy as well. So, let's see. Oh, nice. 4 day, 3 night vacation. I'll put that on the board. See what we can come up with. You might have to sign up for something, or like, oh yeah, absolutely. You sign up, 25 easy payments of. I'm just kidding. I hear you on that. That'd be nice. I don't know. Trying to get an idea because I'm going to be working on that wood project here in the near future, and got the, well, I guess in January um, is probably when I'll get that started and structured and scheduled. to where I've got everything ready, and then have a certain day where I do, that pin every week. Wood Pin Wednesday. I don't know. Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah. Have you signed up for the timeshare? Let's see. We're at a 4 month, I think. I have not done much with the timeshare, if anything, really. A friend of mine did. He had a timeshare in Mexico. Probably is a good deal, I guess, if you learn the ins and outs of it and maximize the potential from it, which is, I'm sure, what they count on people not actually doing. But taking blanks, it could be pretty fun. I mean, some people, they would like a pen, but on the other hand, a lot of people would like something to help them make a pen. So it's like, well, got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Um, my vacuum is actually routed like a little bit up and then it goes across. So my dust collection is over there. Laura, oh, it's always a pin. Nice. Love it. No problem. No problem. Um, but yeah, I actually have a shop box dust collection system, and that's what this is connected to. I don't use a shop vac for my, well, at least this dust collection. I think I would have killed it by now. The vacuum, that is. Yes. Okay. Hmm. All right. Well, this is the last one of this. And then, because you're here, Here's a little sneak peek of what is upcoming. A little silver and gold action. I'll get Abby to come over and show you a couple here in a minute. I'll just finish this one. That way we can turn off Morty and it won't be so loud. Thank you. They're really cool. I don't know if you're able to see, but there's like snowflakes in there as well. Really cool. And a bonus, not is also that they're nice to turn as well. We needed a couple shop backs and we need to upgrade. Yeah. And shop backs are so good. That's how I clean my space all the time. Um, but yeah, trying to keep the hose is the best thing you can do. Really. Hose short. I mean, trying to keep the hose short as possible. Now I could have mounted this under as well. Also that, but I didn't, because that would have made the hose quite a bit longer. Oh, Sean, the market was a bust? No way. Sold some gnomes and honey though. But Tom, if you're looking for like dust collection, I'd just say find what you can, and then be aware of the power that it's demanded from it, and then um, I mean you can't really go wrong with whatever brand because they're all pretty good. Yeah. I don't. I just got a shop box because it was going to get here at a reasonable time and it was a reasonable price, that kind of stuff. And it was able to be wall mounted and stuff like that. So you should take a look at your workshop as well and determine how you want to get it mounted and everything, or where it's going to live, I guess. Hey, there you go. Have an order. Well, let them know if they want somebody else to do it. That I might do it. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you got that, man. What kind of fountain pen kit is it? Uh-oh. No, that's not right yet. You have a J.R. Hamilton? I don't know what that is. I didn't really spend a lot of time figuring out what I should get really, but at least for the dust collection, it's like it sucks, right? It just pulls through a tube. So it's not really. What is it really going to do differently? I don't know. Maybe I was thinking about it too simply. Yes. All right. Oh, nice. Dust collection from Chad on Black Friday. There you go. Chad Turner's Warehouse. Tidy up just a little bit. This is good enough. Let's see. Let's bring this over here. Boom. There we go. Here I am. For a purple fountain pen, what kind of blank is it? Let me get this back here so I can show you. Maybe. All right, that'll work. Okay, so Tom, well, there we go. So my dust collection, it goes up to the light, and then there it is right there. So that's the actual dust collection right there. So that's how I've got it routed. You know, I don't move it or anything like that. So it's not, like I said, it doesn't move. It's pretty much there all the time. I have heard that it is solely for the lathe. Yeah. If I use my bandsaw, I actually modified the port in the back. I connected a different hose basically to it that I can put my shop vac into it, and it helps with that. But yeah. You put the sticker on your dust collection? Nice. Appreciate it, man. Said her friend collects them and wanted one for herself. Well, got a lot of stickers. We do we give a lot of stickers away when we go to shows. Also, pro tip, if you are going to do any shows, keep an eye out for like Sticker Mule or whatever. Anytime they're doing sales, have a couple designs and then just get them done. So, pro tip right there. That way you can save a little bit. Because Sticker Mule often do a variety. So if you have a variety of different designs and sizes, like I said, they'll do sales on different sizes, and you just got to be ready for when that happens. You don't want to be scrambling. You just want to have it done. But that is, I guess, a more proactive from that. But yeah, that dust collection. Also, actually, the hose that I have here, the actual first part the plastic part there is, sorry, the plastic part is actually from a vacuum, is from the shop vac. One of the attachments, I just took it off of that and connected it. And I sealed it with tape and made sure it won't come off at anything. So that's how I did that. Might not be the best thing, but I was thinking, you know, I didn't need it to be huge because I only turned pins. So, and then I also think like the massive hood, you lose so much suction. Um, at least I think so. So, and I mean, if you look at my lathe, you're like, well, that doesn't look like it's doing much of anything, but it is. It's collecting a ton of dust particles. Uh, I was wearing a respirator all the time, but it's only the noodles that come out. It's not the dust. There's probably still particles that come out. So I mean, you shouldn't use that as like, you know, necessarily, I guess the your rule, but it is just what I do, I guess. But I do have an atmospheric monitor that I use, and I check those things, and I haven't had an issue. So. Bought 509 glow stickers. Nice. There's a couple with a kid gave small mouse. And bought 2 jars of honey. Nice. That's nice. There's actually a place that's it's really cool. So down the street from where we are, there is a place that they have like classes. If you want to be a beekeeper, you can go there and they'll have the whole setup for you, and they'll give you a class and they'll teach you like the whole beekeeping stuff for it. And it's always cool when things like that are still around. You just don't see it, I guess, very often. But we were looking at like going on a little date and doing that because, you know, bees are awesome. I mean, they're crazy. They just work and work, and I don't know. Some weird thing, I guess, to admire them about, but oh, he's got the bees right on. That's convenient. But the other thing about that is they've got like they're doing some stinging therapy that I probably shouldn't elaborate too much because it's not like medical advice or whatever. But they are using like some sting therapy there, and it's pretty interesting. Um, yeah. Also, Tom, with the dust collection, you'll have to determine for yourself what is like how many hoses you want, because there's also different things, different dams that you can block one of the hoses if it's not being used, and you want that as close to the base as possible for like optimal suction capability for whatever it is that you're working on. But if you're running both of those things open, like you have like a Y splitter or whatever, um, and you have them both open, you might actually need a um, larger, stronger dust collection system, if that is what you were thinking. Um, because I'm pretty sure mine's not the smallest, but it is by no means the biggest. Um, I'd say it's sufficient for what I'm doing. But yeah. I've had it for a good 3 years, 3 or 4 years or so, and I haven't had any issues with it. So there is that. Been pretty good. Gave it a name. That's why I say I'm gonna go turn on Morty or turn off Morty. Its name is Morty. Um, the other interesting thing about the dust collection, I would say, is that the bag, and this was kind of weird when I first looked at it and heard about it too, is when you first get the filtration bag, like um, the collection, right, is got a big sack. Um, so it'll fill up with dust, but when you get a brand new one, it actually um, it actually doesn't filter as much brand new as it does later on, like after you've had it used and it's collecting dust, because imagine like it's filling up those pores with the dust, and so eventually it'll start filtering more and more. So it's pretty interesting. It's not something that I thought about, but it was pretty. I was like, huh, that's really cool. It makes sense too. So yeah, shop vacs work. I mean, if I was going to be turning as long as I usually turn with a shop vac, I would kill that motor. Like, there's no way that shop vac would last anywhere. So that's why dust collection was the route for me, because those things are meant to run for a while, and it, pretty robust, and it's not going to like wear out. But yeah, I've got I think a 5-gallon shop vac, DeWalt shop vac, and I'm not a DeWalt, Milwaukee, whatever person. I'm a that's just what I got kind of person. But yeah, Hillbilly, I hadn't seen you in a while, man. Hope you're doing all right. Oh man, tried to use the portable dust collector from Harbor Freight. Unusable. That's no good, man. I hope you were able to get that. Get that. Well, I guess returned. Rough few months. Shoot. I'm sorry to hear that. It hasn't been a rough few months for me. It's only been a rough couple days, I'd say. But I'm sorry to hear it's been a rough couple months for you, man. Um, as far as my dust collection, Sean, it was what was it? I mean, it wasn't that expensive. It wasn't 1,000. I just looked it up, and the one that I got is looks like it's 329. So 330. Let's see. Was that the new 299 Harbor Freight? You're doing your own stabilization, dyeing, and hybrid blanks with acrylic. Tom is a smaller one, getting the other one for Christmas. Nice. I haven't looked at the Harbor Freight one, but so I can't really comment on it. I can only really talk about what I've got. Cactus juice is stupid expensive. I believe it. I believe it. Um, but you can get a lot of mileage out of it, from my understanding. At least that's what I thought. Stabilizing isn't, it's just not one of those things that I have been inclined to get into yet. But that's cool. How many batches or rounds have you done? Oh, that's cool. You have a machine shop that's going to build some custom pen hardware. Solid silver. That's awesome. I was actually looking at that because nobody does that really. And then I guess other materials as well. So that's really cool, man. I'm glad to hear you sourced a shop for that. You've done about 12 pins so far with your blanks. Nice. Any issues? Fusion, yeah, I've heard of Fusion 360. Interesting. That's pretty interesting, man. I think one of the last things that you and I talked about was you getting a lathe set up and of course stuff going on as well with that. And getting a lathe to go with it. But yeah. No judgment, but I hope that you did get another oven that you got. And then you also have some safety parameters in place in case it does happen. Yep, Jet 1221. I think it's one of the older versions because the newer 1221s actually say they have a badge that says 1221 there, but it is still a 1221. Yeah, I've had this one 5.5 years now. It's a good lathe. A little embarrassing the first day I got it. I don't know if I should share that story. That's pretty dumb. uh, Pretty dumb of me, but here, I'll show you anyway. So the very first day I got it, it had the set screw, and on the plate, right? I think it's this plate here. I'm pretty sure this is the base plate that it comes with. It came on it, right? So I tried to take it off, but I didn't loosen up the set screw because I didn't know it was there. And so I just started cranking it and then I chewed up some of these threads. So that's a bummer. Happened the first day I got it. I got it fully assembled. I'm like, all right, let's turn something. And then well, that's a rough start, John, you idiot. Oh, well. But aside from that, I haven't really had any issues with it. The bearings I replaced. And then now, actually, one other thing is that the gears, I guess it slipped a little too far towards the center of the lathe, and oh, you did it too. Nice. Well, there's not like a sticker or anything that says don't do that. And so I've never had a lathe before, and I didn't know. I didn't think about it. I thought it was just being, a little resistant. And so I kept cranking it. Fortunately, I didn't have to do that. But I did get one of these. This is, what is this called? It's like a rethreading tool. Rethreading file. So it's got the eight teeth. So basically you just kind of file it like you would to help cut those threads. But it was never an issue really, as far as that. But the bearings were no good. Yeah, I replaced the bearings twice, and it was under warranty. But it's one of those things where warranty was, we're going to send you another mediocre set of bearings. So I don't know. It wasn't all that worth it to me at that point. I just bought a set that was $15. So, and then when I actually did replace that, I'll show you here. When I did that, in here was actually another issue that I had. So there's usually a stopper here, right? So you put it in because it's got all the holes on the outside of this. Well, I had to take that out because it was constantly hitting and I couldn't pull it back. I couldn't pull it far enough back. So you can't really see it, but you would be able to see if you were here looking in there that it has been knocking. And so it kind of ran a channel in there, like a very light one. But like I said, I took the stopper out of it. So up here is the only stopper that I have for that. Like, I don't have one back here anymore. I took it off. Like, there it is. There we go. Like it goes here. So let's see. What else? Oh yeah, I don't think I can actually get this off anymore. I don't know if you've ever taken it apart, but you loosen everything, you take this off, that comes out, and then you got to loosen the other side over, boom, and then you can pop it all out, and then there's a little like a flat piece that goes into the lathe here. That there's a screw that it pushes down into, so that'll push down into it, and it's right there. And when you have it set, it causes it so it grips the spindle and it can actually rotate and stuff. But I'm pretty sure I have messed it up to a point where it can't get this out of that area. So, whatever. That's why in the later times here, I will just get a different lathe. So I'll probably end up getting like a Laguna 1524. That way it's plenty of lathe for what I'm doing. And let's see. Yeah, it'll be plenty of lathe for what I'm doing. Let's see. Better to just buy good ones. Yeah, the bearings. Your lathe is dirtier? I don't know if it's me, but I do a lot of cleaning. I do a lot of cleaning. I mean, right now it's not as dirty because I just finished turning, but I will be going to clean that because I don't like coming to a dirty workspace. Yeah, I reckon we can do that. I'm not opposed. But I wouldn't not jet too much. We had the Harbor Freight, and we immediately returned it because everything sucked about it. Um, and then we have the Turncraft Commander, um, and it is definitely nowhere close to the jet either. Um, so I'm not a fanboy of jet or anything. I'm even talking about getting a different brand, but um, yeah, it's got the forward, backwards, and um, the variable speed, all that jazz. So if you get that on your lathe, I'm pretty sure you'll be set. You have a Rikon and never had any problems. Nice. Yeah, I haven't heard. I don't think I've heard much of anything bad about Rikon, but I have heard about the bearings of Jet. So, but I guess to be fair, Rikon was not one of my top contenders when I was buying. It was between Jet and a Laguna at that time. And then when I was ready to buy, Jet had a good deal. So about to start doing some laser cut pin blanks. Cool. The who was it? I think like Tim McKenzie's doing that. He bought a company that's doing that. I have an X Tool F1, and I use that for basically lasering my nibs. So that's really all I've used it for. It's probably one of those ones that I've shouldn't, one of the purchases that I shouldn't have made, but I did. Nova Comet. All right. Only lathe you ever used other than the Jet, the Woodcraft pin class. Cool. Well, there you go. I mean, it's one of those things where sometimes it's just that's where it goes. It's the right thing to do. I appreciate it, man. Gonna have to get some of that cedar we talked about a while ago. I've got a pretty large project that I'll be working on throughout next year. And then I've got all the ebonite here. I don't think that y'all have actually seen that yet. But I've got ebonite. They come in meter rods. So, and I have different diameters. This is a 20 millimeter. That's what that means. And then it goes all the way down to 14 millimeter. Here's 14 millimeter. So that is going to be for the sections. But this is a pretty big project I've got that's going to be basically making as many species of wood as I can, fountain pens, and then they're going to be sleeved with ebonite. And then the cap's going to be ebonite as well. And then the section is going to be made from these. So these were actually a custom that we got. You get to choose like the ratio of colors, and we wanted a lot of purple, but it doesn't look like we got a lot of purple. So if you do happen to order ebonite, I would avoid going for the purple because it won't work. I mean, I got 45 species right now, so I'm all right. I'm all right now. It's going to take me a little while to get through that. But I appreciate it. Bodark wood. I don't even know what that is, man. Bodark. I hadn't heard of it. And see, that's a part of the whole thing is, you know, I want to go through and like, you know, I don't need to learn a whole lot about every species of wood. That's not my intent. But learning something, learning a little bit, being able to recognize some wood, and you know, sharing, I guess, my adventure through all of that is, you know, more or less the goal that I'm working on. And I'll just have a pen made from everyone, or every one of them. But yeah, I took a picture of all the wood laid out. It's on the community tab. Very yellow. I've got cheesewood, and I think it's actually a cheesewood burl. Oh man, is it stabilized or is it just like that? Osage orange. No, I've got Osage orange as well. Um, like I've got a document as well that I'll be writing my notes on and everything, and you know, kind of sharing the journey with everybody. So it's gonna be, it'll be interesting. I've got I have a Google document right now, and then I wrote down all the species that I've got. So I need to put those in, or input all that information that I've written down already. But it'll be pretty cool, I think. And one of my problems is, well, actually, one second, I'll be right back. I'll go get it, because there's a couple that y'all might be able to identify, because I don't know what some of them are. Only a couple of them though. Whoops! You should put it outside. Put it outside. In a bucket. Okay. I'm not going to go through all of the different woods. I'm just going to go through the ones that I don't know. Oh, also, cheesewood is what this is, which is pretty cool. Let's see. I'll hop over here. Let me get this camera adjusted for a second. Or right quick, I mean. Okay. So this is cheesewood. Stay. It's a cheesewood burl. So I'm going to have to look into that and learn a little bit more about it. Let's see, where are you? Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm looking through the box here. Sorry. 1 second. Okay. So I think I know what these are, but some of them I don't know what they are. But yeah, here, let's get a closer look so maybe y'all can help me identify them. I'm trying to find a pencil. Actually, there's one over there. All right, 1 sec. Okay. Let's take a look. Okay. So this kind of looks, this one right here, kind of looks like zebra wood, but I have zebra wood and it's not as brown. So, I mean, it looks, I guess that's a lot alike, huh? Ugh. So that's probably zebra wood, huh? It does look like zebra. It might be that. That's probably zebra. So we'll write a little Z right there. I think this is cocobolo, but I don't know what this one would be. It's also got wax on it, so I've got a lot of olive wood too. So here's my olive wood, and it doesn't look light enough to be the olive wood. But it could be, you know, it could be darker because of the wax, I suppose. But yeah, this one looks like cocobolo to me. So maybe, I don't know. And then I have no idea about that one. But anywho, yep, no idea. You don't know when you turn it? I couldn't tell you. I'm not sure. Yeah. But yeah, I've got quite a bit of olive wood. Wood. Bloodwood. I've got that in lumber form, actually. So I'll be chopping it into blanks. Yeah, I can't get that back in there nicely. But it'll be interesting to see. Yeah. Yeah, that is a hard thing. Like, I don't know. It kind of has a, you know, could be oak or not oak, walnut, maybe. I thought walnut was a little darker, but I don't know. Anywho, those are the types of ones that I'll just put to the side, and those will happen later. Ugh. But yeah, I've got 45 different species here. Wrong tent. I don't know. It is covered in wax too, so that could be a little deceptive, I reckon. Yeah, if it was bloodwood, yeah, that stuff's weird. It smells weird too. But yeah, I'm not gonna I'm not going to take the wax off until I'm ready to start, because that's a part of the whole, like, you know, the video aspect of it that I'm going to be doing. Oh, that's what I was going to show as well. So, oh, boom, there we go. So, like, I was trying to structure like a video that I was working on. Oh man, camphor? No, I haven't. It'll clear your sinuses. Nice. Maybe I will work on some camphor. That'll help. But yeah, I was, you know, species, origin, you know, kind of like what it looks like in words, um, rarity and difficulty to obtain. Oh, you mean this guy? It's a part of it. It's a part of the project. I'm not looking forward to it, but I have to do it. Have to. Even if I only do one, it's got to get done, you know. I'll even have to go get more if it doesn't work out the first go, you know. But yeah, I was thinking about like the price stuff and as well when I got it. And then also I have a moisture meter, so I'll be using that to kind of show like the moisture content when I'm doing it, and talk about the difficulty of how it was turning it. And you know, obviously a lot of these things are like I guess more subjective than objective, you know. But difficulty drilling. Have you ever turned some woods that almost seems like it's moist? It's not like wet, but moist. Like, I think bloodwood was one of the weirdest ones, and it like would stick to your drill bit so hard. It's like, I don't know what it was about that, but it was really weird. But yeah, olive wood too. But yeah, so I wrote all the different things down, all the different species that I have, and the size that I've got, and the approximate cost. And then here's the schematics for my wood pin, and then there's more schematics of that. And then there's the last bit of it, and then these are the different sizes of stuff that I need. And then there's just a chart. So that's what I've been doing on behind the scenes, I suppose. Ironwood, yes, I do have ironwood. But it wasn't labeled, so ironwood's dark, right? Pretty dark, I'm pretty sure. Oh, come here. All right. You know, if you wanted to, you could have just said, you know what, John, I want to see your wood. And I'd have been like, okay, I'll show you some of my wood. Nope, there's some lignum vitae. Oh, is that my ironwood? Yeah, I think that's my ironwood right there. Hard. Some ebony Brazil. This is the Osage orange. Yeah. And this is Bolivian coffee wood. Oh, this is more lignum vitae. Bodark? What are you talking about? What is Bodark? When did I hold it? Iron. This is Cirari rosewood. Oh, well, I didn't know that. See? That's why I also have a AKA in the wood name. See? I thought about that. That way, you know, I won't be entirely stupid. Well, how about that? Some snake wood. Got two of those. Leopard wood. Like, I have a good variety, I'd say. I have a good variety, especially, you know, getting the ball rolling on it. So I'm pretty excited about that. You got tired of your blanks getting mixed up, so you can have the cut files. Nah. But I will say, I have been trying to figure out, how I'm going to display them. So that's part one of my problem that I haven't figured out yet. And then the other problem is the display. So I have a display area, but I don't know what kind of display I'm going to use. So there's that. As for the finial, I think I'm going to use just like a little disc that's like a 1/2-inch disc that I'm going to put on the finial that that will just go on the top, and it'll be an alphanumeric that'll correlate with like the video and a spreadsheet for that. Been thinking of putting actual snake skins on tubes. I've got well, I actually have snake sheds. We had a snake for a little bit. Bum, bum, bum. Oh. Here's some more lovely snake wood. See, I think these are actually prettier looking than the larger one that I've got. These have like a more distinct pattern, but you know. Whatevs. If I don't like it, I'll just make it again. Let's see. But yeah, snakewood's my favorite, and I think it's actually like one of the most expensive woods. That 1 by 12 or 18 was $48. It's crazy. Use your laser to make custom displays. Well, that's cool. I don't have. I guess that's one of my problems is I don't have a design in mind quite yet. Like, yeah, I don't know how exactly that's going to work. And I don't know how many it's going to be. Like, is it going to be 50? Is it going to be 100? Is it going to be, you know what I mean? Is it going to be like sets of 10 or sets of 25 or across and then have it like stadium up? I don't know yet. But I don't have any pins, so I'm still okay. Still got some time to keep an eye out and think about what it is I'm going to do. That's cool. That sounds cool. All right. Right on. Yeah, I mean that's the plan is I'll just keep going, just keep moving forward. Like I'll even start the project even if I haven't figured out some of those things. Um, but yeah, January is when I'll be, you know, I'll be all ready, and it'll be one, at least one per week is the goal. Um, so it would take a year, take a whole year to go through 52. Um, so I, I I have enough wood until until then. That's cool. Nice. That's a cool idea to do. I've seen people do that with like Alumilite blanks, I think, where they do like steps of it, and they go a little deeper. So it's kind of like a little stair stepper kind of thing, and then they polish it, and that way you can see like the different layers of the resin and how it looks different. So pretty neat. It is definitely cool for the shows. Something that we do is we actually take a slab like this. Um, so this is how we make our stratified pins. Um, so that, and then I cut it down to like this. And then I make pins out of it. But it takes like, it takes like a day or two per layer. So it takes about a month to make one of these blocks. And if everything goes perfectly, you can get 5 by 5, like 25 blanks. So that's 12 pins. If everything goes perfectly and nothing breaks. But this is actually the reason I got the Laguna 1412, because I wanted to be able to cut these. I couldn't cut them with any other bandsaw that I had. Here's another one. Nice. Sold a plate and a bowl. Nice. Good deal. But yeah. Shoot. Almost quit using CA finishes, huh? Yorkshire grit. I have Yorkshire. I don't think I actually have Yorkshire grit. Um, yeah. I think if it's a piece that's going to get handled a lot, it'd probably be better to have it. Uh, make it look better longer. But yeah, I also do not care. I don't know. But yeah, I've seen some pins that were finished and they were done with some, I don't know what kind of finish it was, but where the person was handling it, it looked so weird. Like it looked like a glazed donut where it had been, the icing had been rubbed off where the person handles that pin all the time. So it made it look bad, I'll say. So there. And then another thing that I think about too is when people are like, I've been making pins for 15 years and I haven't had anyone send it back to me because of my finish. Well, in that 15 years, it makes me wonder how many pins people make. So I don't know. I don't know. How many pins do you think people make when they say that they've been turning for 15 years? Like what would be the default number that would come to your head? Somebody's like, I've been turning for 15 years. I've been turning pins for 15 years. What number comes to your head? Because that's one of those things. It's just, okay. I mean, I've been turning for 5 years and I have, close to 12 to 15,000 pins. So that's how many I've turned. But, the other side of it is I'm not going to talk to you about turning wood pins because I've only turned like, I don't know, maybe 50. So it's one of those things. It's like, I don't know what time really has to do with it in that case. But then again, I do value expertise and experience. It's just, if you're saying it, that's not, I don't know. I wouldn't say that that is a substantial enough number for me to be like, oh my God, you've got to know everything that there is about that. But I guess I'm just that way.
That's everything?
That's everything. All done. Let's see. Been turning pins for a couple years. Done over 2,000 pins. Okay. That's like 1,000 pins a year. It's a lot. That's a lot of pins. Yeah. For decades, you'd only did bowls, glasses, and such. I went through some of my older work that was over there and took some of the good stuff in. Uh, I made bowls. I looked back at one or two of them actually, and I was like, I made that? Dang! Because like when I first got the lathe, that was what I was wanting to do. I made like little cups and little bowls and whatnot, and uh, it ended up pretty good. Pretty good. The bottom doesn't look fantastic, but you know, it's the wood's fault though. Yeah, that's what we'll go with. Jewelry holders. Yeah, I suppose that's what I have these for actually. Like these little things here, I've casted, or Abby would cast those, and then I've been accumulating a few that I'll end up turning them into something like that. Actually, quite a few down here. Geez. That was going to be cool. So these are like little jewelry holders that I would do. Oh. Oh. Funnels. Right on. Everybody's got their knack, which is cool. Everybody's got the thing that they do. I could see that. Some things. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Those kinds of jewelry, kind of like a tree outline shape. I see what you're saying. I would turn those little thingies that I was talking about into bowls, and those are little jewelry holders. But you meant like a ring. Ah, I guess I missed that part. Yeah, you put your ring on that. Hmm. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. You go too far. Ah, gotcha, gotcha. I gotta say, I have not attempted to cut my bowls thin, so I haven't had that happen. I know people are like very into turning thin walled bowls, but I want that thing strong. And a part of me is like, you know what? It's more durable that way. You want it to be heavier on the base too, so why not? I don't know. Just my thoughts, I reckon. But I don't make many bowls. Like my next bowl actually will probably be this one. I will make a bowl out of this. So I mean, hey, good. I do think that there is merit to like a skill level in that and it being challenging, and if that's what you like to see and that's what you like to share and show, whatever, heck yeah, go for it. Way hats. Huh. I haven't seen that. Interesting. But yeah. I will I'll be working on something different tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be streaming though. Maybe. Totally flat, no bulge. Michael, you had somebody complain that your pins were too bulky, so you made a skinny pin. Nice. No bulge. I think the bulge is one of those things that people just, if you're turning it by hand, it's like you can't. I think it's one of those things that you just have to do almost. Unless you're like deliberately trying not to, but the the pin belly is just always going to be there, I think. It's kind of funny, but and I don't dislike that look either. It's just funny because, you know, even when I'm turning them and all kinds of and other people turning them, and when you say bulging, I assume that you mean like, you know, it's got the hardware and then it, you know, kind of has a little belly and then it goes back in to the hardware. I guess like this one. Yeah, it's like a little bit of a belly. Wah, like that. Yeah, I don't dislike that. But completely flat sometimes does look a little weird. It almost seems like that the back end is not right. At least on one of the pins that I made like that. Because I made it like flat, straight, womp, flat. And it looks like the back end is the wrong shape. But it's the same all the way through. So a little weird. Yeah. You almost never make them flat, John. Right on. It is one of those things. It's like, is that appealing? Like, here's a more subtle, like just a tiny little bulge right here. But it's, yeah, it does give it a weird appearance. I think if it doesn't come out just a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of it. It's like what I like might not be what you like, and vice versa. And that's the awesomeness of it. And then we can talk about why you like that and why I like this. And ah, I see what you mean now. In a two-part pin, yeah, I could see that. I have, you know, I'll only turn single barrel pins. Not only, but primarily. If it's a kit, I'm gonna turn primarily single body pins. And I guess that's also what I was talking about specifically too. Um, does a two-part pin look like if it was flat? Looks like a wasp. It's funny. I have made a large pin for people that are um, um, that have issues gripping things that are too small. Adapters. Oh, interesting. Does those pins come apart or like they? Because I've done the slimline, the modified slimline, where you can make a slimline pin with, uh, you know, a single piece, um, which is pretty neat. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, twist pins. Yeah, I once I figured out about the single body slimline kits, I was like, there's no reason to do anything else. That's the best way to go. But like I said, I am more of a single body pin kind of person. What's up, Kevin? How you doing, man? 10 mil tube, yeah. But, you know, I did make a cool pen too. I made this like last year. The blank is a double casted, like this one. It's double casted like this one, and that's what this is. And then I used, I think this is quilted maple, and then an African black. I glued those together, and it comes apart and everything. It's just my little snowman right there. And I mean, I use the brass tube and everything, so not ergonomic, but pretty cute. Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Just finished turning. Just finished turning. About 20 minutes ago. I appreciate it. I made a video on this one actually. It's it's around, but you know, it was yeah, quilted maple and African black. I mean, I didn't create a snowman, so you do you. But yeah, I do have that video of it. Um, and I actually got a comment pretty recently. They're like, "You didn't show the top of it." It's like, yeah, I just left a hole there. There's a hole. There's a hole at the top. Uh, so hindsight, I could have done it a little different, but this is the easiest way, you know. Um, having it go all the way through. That is the easiest way. But a part of me can't believe I put this on a slim line. I always, is it just me, or when you see people on like Facebook and stuff, you're like, why would you put that expensive Ambonia burl on a slimline kit? Why? Yeah, or the duct tape pin kit. I mean, I like this in particular. I think this was actually a good use of a slimline because it got like the little candy cane effect, and it also got the snowman. So, boom. I think that's cool. But man, it's just, uh, by all means, you want to do it, do it. I don't care. It doesn't make any difference to me. But that's what I think in my head. I'm like, oh man, that could have been on something else, I guess. Then again, it could have been nothing. So there's that. Good for them for making a pen. Let's see. The hardware that I used was gold. So um, if I were to do it again, I think what I would do would be to actually recess that hat just a little bit to where it would be maybe um, flatter for when I press that component inside. If I cared that much, which you see that I didn't. It made for an entertaining video, and if it sparks somebody else's interest to do that, go for it. That's crazy. That's a lot. That's a lot. The other thing I'll say about slimlines is if you're new to turning, they're great because they're cheap. You could actually finish something and it ends up being a product or whatever. And then what else? You're getting more repetitions. That's my biggest thing is you're getting more repetitions per dollar spent on a slimline kit. So that is why I would say that slimlines are a good place to start. I know people just say that it's because it's cheap. Well, yeah, but you're working on like, you want this side to look like this side, or do you want it to look different? You know, it comes into like the flow of the pen and all types of other variables. You're getting 2 repetitions on turning, 2 reps on sanding, and 2 on whatever polishing that you're doing. So for $1, you're getting all that practice. I'd say that that's a win. You sold that one for 400. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. That's good. That's a lot of love went into that. It seems. $1.50 versus 40. There's some really expensive ones that I've seen before that have like, was it 14 karat gold on it? I don't remember. It was one of the dragon ones, I think, from Dayacom. Yeah, Dayacom. I don't remember what it was called, but it was expensive, the kit. And so it's like, scary. Let's see. What was that one? I mean, don't get me wrong, they're good looking. It's just, yeah. I haven't had any issues with Penn State. I'm pretty sure that's where I get them from as well. I'll buy kits sometimes if they're on sale and they come in like a set of 5 and comes with the bushings, and I'll just get a set. They're like, oh yeah, 50% off. We're trying to move these, and like, okay, I'll help you move them, and then I'll just put them over there, and they'll sit there until like, oh, we need to get this person something for their birthday or whatever, and then I'm like, okay, I got the right thing. Let's go do this. So yeah, I get the set of 5. Um, I think they have like different colors sometimes. Yeah, but that's I usually use the Duraclick EDC pin. I like that one. Probably my favorite. But you know, I've talked about modifying one of these. So I'll end up. I think my modification would consist of making the overall length here on the blank and brass shorter, so I don't have to do this. So I don't have to use this plastic piece for the Parker refill. Now, I know that you can use other refills for it, and that's a part of why. And that's just the Parker modification for it, but I don't like that. I mean, if you were to make this for a customer, how would you word that? You're like, hey, make sure that you don't throw that little white tip away, and it needs to go on the next Parker refill when you put a new ink in it. Anyway, those are my thoughts about that. Like this little piece. If you don't have it, this Parker refill won't work. And then you'll have to figure something else out. And you don't really want your customer or anybody, even if it's a gift, you don't want them to have to be figuring out how to put like something in there to make it so it will actually work. I don't know. I don't know the size. I mean, I've got quite a few different ink refills sizes, but my point is that that's just a weird thing to try and convey to somebody, you know? It should be pretty straightforward, I would think. Let's see. Ah, how about that? So it looks like I can use a Visconti here. Oh, it's not going to focus. So I've got these. So on this side is the Parker with the plastic, and this is a Visconti refill, and it's a roller ball. So we're going to put this in and see if that'll work. The spring's not right. Nope. Have to modify that spring too. So the spring has to be larger to fit over this part probably in order for it to actually work. So not a good fit. It's the right length, not the right diameter though. So Elite 2 fountain pens are your favorite to make. Nice. You love bolt actions. I like bolt actions. I've only made a few of them. I think I've got more kits of them, but I don't usually make kits. So there is that. Got a lot of Parker refills, but won't really use them. The Fisher Space Pen refill is good. It comes with the modification that'll make it so it is the length of a Parker, and then you still have to keep that white spot or that white plastic piece in order to make it fit. So, yeah, making the rollerball kitless ones, good deal. Good deal. I haven't successfully made one, so you're ahead of me on that. I designed a pen around that Visconti ink and then realized that when I put the cap on, I needed a vent hole that I didn't put on. And so it caused the ink to leak out. So that's when I just put it away and I was like, yeah, whatever. And, ah, oh, it sounds like a good problem to have. I mean, I guess in a business sense, it sounds like you would have your roadmap. You know, keep making them until they're not selling as fast, I guess. Yeah. Hmm. Who was it? Gabe Castro. He uses a spent casing and then grinds it into a clip, and then he screws them at the top, which is pretty cool. I think it's Gabe Castro. Maybe it's not. Just a hobby. I hear you. Well, I mean, sounds like they made you do the right choice. That's why you pay them, right? Yeah, that's why you pay an accountant. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Hmm. That's a pretty good position to be in. We we didn't start, I guess, from that position, but uh, we started a little differently. Like, I'm not leaving, or I'm not deploying anymore, so we're gonna make this work, and that's how she made it work. We worked together. Too many hobbies: drone, metal detecting, coin collecting, photography, music. Yeah, trying to be as versatile as you can. One day it'll all come together, and I mean, I do think that there's merit to that, where you have like a whole bunch of different things that you're pretty decent at, and if you focus what you've learned in the different areas and you apply that into into you know the focal point, then I think that you can have a very unique take on what it is that you're doing. So I think that's pretty cool. It was me. I'm back. let's see, what was I saying? The 107 license is the drone license, isn't it? Um, that it's pretty lucrative. I've I know some people that have like even a side hustle that they use, or that they do rather, that they go and they work with like realtors, real estate agents. They could even be on call with like a real estate branch where they're listing houses and stuff like that. And if you have that license, then you can actually go out. And they'll pay you pretty well for getting the pictures. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, it was me. It was me. I think I've been wearing these bad boys out, you know. I always start with the same one. So this is the freshest one. And it has two. It's got this one and then this one. And then this is where the receiver is in the middle. So it's me. My bad. Oh, that's neat. Man, that's kind of like kind of like something I was thinking about that was really crazy a long time ago. So, you know how I don't know if you've ever heard of the game Fallout. I know Kevin has, but there's a game. So Fallout is like you have like different worlds basically that looks like a wasteland. But what I was thinking that would be really cool is you'd be able to do that with your own city or area or whatever you wanted, and then you'd be able to explore like that. I just thought it would be pretty interesting. Yeah, I believe that. I think a part of that too, it because there's not a lot of business out there. I think that there's a lot of people that don't know about it and know that they actually would want that potentially. So yeah, see, that's what made me think about that. Like, you know how there was like a Fallout New Vegas, so you go to Las Vegas, and then there's a lot of things that are reminiscent of that. You know, if you have at least been to Las Vegas, Nevada, some of those things there would be familiar, whereas you know it would just be kind of like a post-apocalyptic sort of thing, and like where you are, and so it's like a recreation. You know, insert NPC here, and you know have them do whatever. But it's like in your area. Okay, you got to get one of those licenses though, and you could do it online. So it's a pretty lucrative thing, and if you know who to talk to, they can also be a good person and local. A lot of local stuff too. Um, yeah, if you go and work with like commercial real estate brokers, um, or even residential, like high end residential, they'll want aerial pictures, and legally they can't do it unless you have the license. You can't fly a certain elevation and stuff. So it's interesting from that perspective. What? That's so many drones. What are you doing? Making. Well, I'm not gonna say it, but you doing that? You're gonna have some that are just like facial recognition. Be free. And then it's like target acquired. That's cool, man. Flying drones since they first hit the market. It's cool. Built them from scratch. Good grief. Some things are just worth buying, you know? Unless you just wanted to see if you could do it. I guess in that case, that's a good reason. Yeah, that's a good reason. I've done a lot of things that, you know, I just wanted to see if I could. I mean, they weren't fruitful endeavors, but, you know, they're pretty good. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the 107 license is pretty cool. What? That's cool. All kinds of ideas, or all kinds of capabilities. That's what I meant. All kinds of capabilities. It's awesome, man. Ain't that the truth? Michael stays busy. No rest. Heck yeah. That's true. Nobody can ever say that you didn't. Yeah, yeah, he does. Makes pen blanks. He stabilizes wood. Been doing hybrids. You know, I think I also last time I spoke with you, which do you prefer, Michael or Hillbilly? I know you said Michael. Okay, we'll go Michael. Anywho, uh, let's see. One of the last times we talked, the other thing I think that you were talking about is that you were trying to convince your wife to go help you um, gather some wood. Yeah, burls. That's what it was. And then that sparked the red cedar or aromatic cedar conversation. And yep, I remember. Got some maple burl. I have maple. I have both curly and burl. But yeah. This is I've seen this before, or I've made something out of this rather. This is spalted sweet gum. I do not have bird's eye. But I got that. I got a whole bunch of that actually that I picked up. It was just free. It's like, come get it. Okay. Stabilize that? No. I'm not going to do that. Nope. I'm not going to stabilize anything. I've made bowls out of it. Sweet. Sweet. Like, uh, but it is pretty hard. I've turned a bowl out of it already. And I've turned a coaster out of it. I've got another little thing back here that I've actually turned. What's back here? It's got my sticker on it somewhere as well. I don't know where it went. Somewhere around here. I used to use it as a coaster. But yeah, spalted sweet gum. It's pretty cool looking. Yeah, it's pretty cool looking. But no, not gonna stabilize it. Not me. But if there is some out there that's stabilized, I'm not opposed to stabilized, so don't get me wrong. It's just I'm not going to do that right now. We need to stretch out, before we can expand into things like that. Uh-huh. Yeah. Anyway, we'll have to do something. Michael will have to get something like that set up. Probably next year. Yeah, probably next year when we can get started with something like that, prob. But yeah, I'm a pen guy. I'm a pen guy. I turn other things sometimes, but uh, I'm a pen person. And that's pretty nerdy sounding. Yeah, that's pretty nerdy sounding, isn't it? Make pens. Yes. Yes, I do. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I hope so. Otherwise, somebody's just steering me wrong. Still hope to get better and better. It's the goal. Improve something. Yeah. But I certainly appreciate everyone hanging out. I wish there were more of us doing live streams. Yeah. What would you want it to be about? I will be on more often as well. But yeah, it's I'm probably thinking pretty good. Yeah, it's fun. I do enjoy it. Like I'd rather stream than have like a Facebook. Because I've thought about having like a Facebook for um, just the group, but there's already a lot of Facebook groups. So Cool. Start your building your house in the spring. That's crazy. Building the shop first and then gonna live there. That's awesome. How big is the shop gonna be? We were looking at a house that has like a 2,000 square foot workshop in it with 220 power in it. Yeah, 220 hookup power in it, climate controlled and everything. Wood shop, music studio, offices, kitchenette. Music studio, you a DJ as well? You done? Nice. Did your headphones die? Oh. You could have used a charger. I've been playing music for 56 years. That's awesome. That's awesome. Since you were 4, huh? I mixing and mastering. That's cool. It's a lot of time. You have a preferred instrument, or do you only play one instrument, or you want a theme song for your stream? Maybe. Maybe. I don't have one. Don't have one, but maybe. Start on the piano. That's awesome. I that's awesome. I have a good ear for sounds, but um, making those sounds come to life with an instrument was not my forte.
That's more because of patience, not because you could definitely have done it better than me who had patience.
Yeah. Well, I have an ear for sounds, but not so much the patience to learn how the keys work or whatever. That's awesome. Volunteer, you drone, stabilize, casting, printing, CNCing. Whew. Busy. Turning, right? Turning. That's cool. Right on. Well, that's good. It's good to see you again, man. Thank you for stopping by. I am gonna actually probably head inside, um, grab a little snack, and see how everybody's doing. But appreciate you hanging out, man. Heck yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate that for sure. Let's see, Kevin, Sean, Tom, Tommy. Let's see, Laura. Laura was first here today. Appreciate you all hanging out with me. And yeah, we'll have to get together soon again. If it isn't before the holidays, have happy holidays and be safe. I will see you I'll see you next time. 5 second time. Yeah.